decomposition reaction. Now here the name suggests what is decomposition, means breakdown. Something is breakdown. So what is the definition? Decomposition is a reaction in which one reactant decompose or break into two or more products. Here the decomposition will never occur itself. Even if we break the pencil, we have to apply the force. So something force is given to the reaction. What is this force? This force is either in the light form, either in the heat form, either in the electricity form. If we giving energy in the form of heat, then the type is called thermochemical decomposition or thermal decomposition. If we giving energy in the light form, then the reaction is called photochemical decomposition or photolysis. If we giving heat in the electricity form, then the reaction is called electrochemical decomposition or electrical decomposition. Now I am going to explain these types of reaction one by one by giving a suitable example. Our first reaction is thermal decomposition reaction. All the definition remains same. The definition is like that: the reaction in which one reactant decompose into two or more product by the action of heat. Here agent is changing, so only agent is changing in the different definitions. Here is the first example of thermal decomposition. The reaction is like this: when calcium carbonate is heated, it gives calcium oxide and carbon dioxide gas. Calcium carbonate is also called limestone. Calcium oxide is also called lime or quicklime, and carbon dioxide, we all know this is in the gaseous form. The arrow showing upward on the carbon dioxide show that the carbon dioxide is releasing from the reaction and going outside. This calcium carbonate is used in our home for whitewashing. Now see the next example of the thermal decomposition, that is when lead nitrate heat, the lead nitrate is decomposed into lead oxide, nitrogen dioxide gas and oxygen gas. Here we note that nitrogen dioxide gas is having brown fumes. So you remember the color of the brown fumes of nitrogen dioxide. This is important thing and asked in the question. Our next example is ferrous sulfate heptahydrated. When heated, it decomposes into ferrous sulfate and molecule of water. Here heptahydrated means 7 molecule of water. This molecule of water is actually the water of crystallization. What is water of crystallization? It means the water molecule attached to the compound to give the shape of the crystals, color and size. Here when we heating the ferrous sulfate, it decomposes and the ferrous sulfate become anhydrated. We have to note here the color. Here the ferrous sulfate color is green in color, and ferrous sulfate, simply ferrous sulfate, that is also called anhydrous ferrous sulfate, is dirty white in color. Similar to this example, we have copper sulfate pentahydrated. Here on decomposition, copper sulfate become anhydrous copper sulfate and 5 molecule of water decomposes. Here we have to note the color, that copper sulfate color is blue crystals and the copper sulfate, that is anhydrous copper sulfate, is white in color. In both these reactions, you have see a different type of arrow. What type is this? These reactions are reversibly chemical reaction. What is the meaning of this? On the product side, if we add water molecules, we get the reactant back. It means these reactions are reversible in nature. Now our second type of decomposition reaction is photochemical decomposition or photolysis. In this reaction, a reactant is decomposed into two or more products by the action of light. This light is usually sunlight. Here is example of the photochemical reaction. In this example, we are taking silver chloride in a china dish and place in the sunlight. Here silver chloride is decomposed into silver and chlorine gas. Here silver chloride is white in color, silver is grey in color, and chlorine is a colorless gas. Taking the another example of photolysis in which silver bromide is decomposed in the presence of sunlight, it decomposes into silver and bromine gas. This reaction is used in the black and white photography. Here is the last type of decomposition reaction, that is electrochemical decomposition reaction or electrolysis. In this reaction, one reactant is decomposed into two or more products by the action of electricity. It means electricity is passed through the solution. Here I am taking the example of decomposition of water. Water is decomposed into hydrogen gas and oxygen gas by passing the electricity. Electrolysis of water is not an easy task. The whole process is done in an apparatus. So firstly we have to know the apparatus and each thing attached in the apparatus. Here there is a plastic beaker. Why we take the plastic beaker? Because it is easy to make the holes in the plastic beaker. There are two holes on the bottom of the plastic beaker, and to avoid the leakage we put two stoppers, and in these two stoppers we put two electrodes. The electrode which conduct electricity, here the electrodes are graphite electrodes. These electrodes are attached to a 6-volt battery. Here the battery is having positive charge and negative charge. The positive charge is having anode and the negative charge is having cathode. Here the two glass tubes are inverted on the electrodes. Now connect the electrode with the battery. The electrode which is connected to the positive side, that electrode is called anode, and the electrode which is connected to the negative side, that electrode is called cathode. Now put the water in the beaker. Here also add few drops of acid. Why we add a few drops of acid? Because water is not ionized in the pure state. Now what is ionization? See, ionization is a process in which a molecule is break into its constituent ions. Constituent ion means positive ion and negative ion. Here water is not break down into H positive ion and OH negative ion in the pure state. So we have to add few drops of acid in the water. Now water ionize into H positive ion and OH negative ion. Here H positive ions are cations and OH negative ions are anions. Cations are attracted toward cathode which is negatively charged, and anions are attracted toward anode which is positively charged. In the anode side, OH negative is further break into O2 negative and H positive ion. H positive ion, that is cation, is attracted toward cathode, and O2 negative, the ions are collecting here, and oxygen gas is produced in the anode chamber and hydrogen gas is produced in the cathode chamber. You may see that hydrogen atoms are more than oxygen atoms. So hydrogen gas is produced more and oxygen gas produced is less. When the hydrogen gas produced is more, the displaced water is more, and oxygen gas is produces less, the displaced water is less. You may see the level in the test tube also. Now if the question is asked in the exam, what is the ratio of the volume produced of hydrogen gas to the oxygen gas, the answer is 2:1. With this, our decomposition reactions are completed. Now we proceed to next type of the chemical reaction.